Hi, have you been looking for that perfect under eye concealer like I have? I've been looking for it most of my life. I love so many concealers that go on smooth, that stay, that cover up my dark circles. But there's not been one of them until now that's done all of it and that I'm truly happy with. And it's even worth the price. And I don't like paying high prices. So if you're over 60 and you have puffy eyes, dark circles, let's do it. Let's get started. You're going to like this one. Okay, like I said, I'm going to let you know a little secret that I've been using for 3 weeks. It is the Haus Labs concealer, and it is made by the Lady Gaga brand, Haus Labs, Haus. And I never am into these kind of things where a concealer can cost me up to $30 for a small one. But I heard about it. I heard that people were loving it. I heard with its flexible pigment and the science behind it and the skin loving ingredients that it was actually changing women's skin. Now, a lot of this hype is hype, but I set out to prove if it was hype for me. You know, like I always stand by, some products will work for one, and some people just go, nope, that didn't work for me. But let me tell you, I've tried all the concealers, the Amazon $6.99 one, the brand of the Jane Iredale, which I still love, the Circle Delete. It has a lot of moisture ingredients in there and goes on smoothly. So I was set out to try this one, and I can tell you I've been happy. It's a nice, generous amount. The ingredients in there really helps with everything. It has a fermented arnica, which is great for dark circles, but also great for redness, which a lot of times I would get. It also has ingredients for the puffiness, which we all tend to get. And it also has niacinamide in here, and that is known to brighten and help that skin texture. So that is help too. And of course, the classic ingredient, hyaluronic, which boosts that hydration and helps to plump up that skin. So over about 2 to 3 weeks, I have noticed my eyes better. I've been happier with them when I look in the rearview mirror. I've been happier with them when I wake up in the morning, yet I used it the day before. That's unusual for me. Now, this is a high price point in my budget, and this costs $30. I did get it on sale. You're absolutely right. I also wanted to get the concealer brush that comes with it, not comes with it cost wise, but is made for that, that is very dense bristles. And that is one of the keys too, that makeup artists will tell you, hey, the brushes really matter. Wow, after spending 30 on here, I just thought, oh, I think there might be another brush. I did find one I think is probably just like it. I felt that Haus Labs brush for about 10 to 15 minutes and kept going back. I almost bought it. But I found the Sephora brand brush, and it is the #2 concealer brush. This looks so much like the Haus Labs brush for 30, but this was 15. I think it was dense enough and it goes on beautifully and it fits right in there, just like the other brush. But let's get back to this concealer. It has a nice wand, and I'm really particular. You don't get a lot of residue on your wand handle. If you get some, I try to tend to keep it clean by dabbing it and using that. But it comes out very smooth, and as you can tell, suctions so that most of it stays in there and you don't get a big glob. It's very nice. The hydration that it delivers with the amount that it delivers and the smoothness, I think it's a 10 in that department. Right in here in the darkest corner of my eye, I'm very dark. So it is a buildable coverage, which just means you can put on more. But I do use my brush, and then I'll go in and tap that area again. I also use a little bit of loose powder and dab it again. and maybe even wet this brush barely. It's barely touched the water. Feel it with your hands. You don't really have water on there, but barely damp. And you can press it in, and it's going to even last longer. Don't worry in here. It's lasted really long on me. But right in here where my darkest part is, if you're like that, you might have to use a little bit more. But this one, I'm impressed with. The ingredients have worked for me. I feel it's so much smoother. And yes, here I'm open about the things that I've gotten. Plenty of plastic surgery, plenty of fillers and Botox all of my career of 32 years, but I'm not getting it anymore. So now you can still tell around my mouth. So remember, it doesn't all go away. However, this has really helped with me not getting Botox anymore. I feel like it's really helped under my eyes, which tend to wrinkle a lot if I don't get Botox. Around here, I also use a little bit of concealer to brighten this area, so you can use this everywhere. With that being said, try the brush. Try brushes with a lot of your items. I put this on my skin first and then dab it in here. However, another good way is to put some on your skin, warm it up, and really get it into that brush. So it's a loaded brush with that concealer on there, and then you can try that way too. Those are both ways that can really apply this concealer well. Now, remember, I did get it at Sephora, so I went when they were doing their 10 to 15% off. I do try to hit their sales like this, but this, try it out. The brush, even better. And let me know in the comments when you do or if you've already tried it. Thanks, and I hope this helps because we need everything to brighten up our skin, make us feel better, and stay fabulous. Thanks. We'll see you soon. Thanks for liking and subscribing.